Hello, internet. Cool blue. Just get ready to cast, commentate, do what I do. Just because I can. Just because I can. It's the only reason why I do this. If anybody ever asks, it's because I can. Remember, kids, you can achieve anything if you try hard enough. Hashtag try hard Dota. Woo! Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast a game of Dota. It's gonna be random podcast number 104, I think. And my goal right now is to build up my familiarity with the game, which is actually funny because the game is going through a major patch right now, so it's gonna change completely here soon. So I'm gonna familiarize myself with some stuff that's gonna change here shortly. So might as well, get that hashtag Dota swag going. We'll see how this goes. Oh, it's a game. No, I don't want a game. Jeez. Alright, I'm just gonna adjust my overlay because it is not updated for the new screen size, which is really weird because I didn't know they changed it until I went back and watched the last cast, and after watching the last cast I was like, oh my gosh, I changed it. Oh, that looks silly now. So yeah, I gotta change that too. My computer's dying. Oh no. Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests.
Alright, overlay good enough. We're ready to do this. Wow, why is this so loud? Jeez. Goodness gracious. So loud. But that wrong button. Whoops.
Radiant's middle tower may be down. Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
Okay.
Radiant's middle.
Alright, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do random podcast number whatever whatsoever. Depends on what I'm doing. And we'll start this here in a few moments. Let me do random podcast. On a 4. Okay, options, video. I need to turn my graphic settings down a little bit. I want animated portraits, and everything else can go jump off a bridge. Okay, cool. Game looks pretty enough. Man, look at that! Look at that quality. Look at that model. Sorry, he's invisible. Look at that. Okay, he's invisible too. Look at that model. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? My computer can do way better than that. So realistic. Look at it. Oh god, look at the face. Oh god, he's like coming at me. So scary. Anyway, I gotta change that back because that's actually kind of ugly. It's a little too ugly for me, if you know what I mean. Alright, so you turn this up a little bit more. Just a little bit more power. Texture quality, we'll put that at medium again. Not a ton better, but I mean, still lookable, usable. Run! Run, Earthshaker! He's right behind you! Oh no! Earthshaker! Earthshaker! You had a chance, and you just died. Alright, anyway, so enough shenanigans. Let's go and get started. Alright, I gotta find a random game that's gonna be starting soon. Here's one. 4K MMR. I guess it's good enough. 4K Dota is good enough for me. I'm bad enough at this game as it is. Okay. Alright, so let's start this. Oh, we're already in the picks? Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and go back to the thing. Alright, sweet. We're going to start soon, guys. I hope you're happy. I am too. Woo. Hello, everybody. My name is Coolblue, and I'm bringing you guys this random pubcast number 104. Yes, I am commentating, and yes, this is every once in a while because I want to get back in the Dota casting because I want to help Castnet grow. But that's a totally different situation. You guys don't care about that. All you guys care about is some random Dota being casted, and this is a little bit of a strange impasse for both me and you because I used to cast Dota regularly, but I haven't casted Dota in quite a while, so everything is kind of new to me once again, which is actually a little bit strange because, you know, I'm still familiar with it, but it's all different. Like, there's like a bunch of different items. Anyway, all that aside, my inhibitions aside, or my lack of inhibitions aside, we're going to go ahead and jump into this game. This is going to be just a random pub. I don't really know what else to tell you outside of just a random pub. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So we're going to go ahead and start. I did turn on my colorblind mode because I like the color blue. And instead of being green, it's blue. It's going to help with color determination between blue and red. At least that's what I think it is doing. Ooh. That's cool. Ooh, that's cool. Alright, enough of that. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with the introductions on both sides. Start off on the side of the Radiant on this Crystal Maiden. Hold on. Hold on. I'm dropping some serious frames here.
Now where were we?
What's going on with my network? Alright, there we go. I think I'm back. Things are loading lovely. Lovely loading. I think I got some things going on in the background here. Let me quit this.
30 seconds
Close out
remaining.
of that. Nope. Alright, cool. Looks like my network is fine. Alright, anyway, all that aside. All of that aside, we're gonna go and jump into this game, as I did before. And, oh my gosh, I keep getting messages. Starting off with the introduction on the side of the Radiant. Starting off on this Crystal Maiden, we have E nominee on the. Moving over to the Slark, we have ourselves the one and only Kaiden fan guy. Moving on to this Gyrocopter, who's actually taking quite a bit of damage. We have ourselves EGRL, and he's actually taking quite a bit of damage between the Clockwork and also between the Lich. So probably ate a few Frost Blasts, maybe ate a Leash, or sorry, maybe ate some Power Cogs as well. And I don't know if this is a new patch either. The new patch, I think this is a new patch. Yeah, this is the new patch and everything. So all the new buffs would be put in. Speaking of new buffs, actually no, that's not true. Anyway, down bottom we got a lot of damage going towards Gyrocopter. First blood going towards the Warlock. Oh, sorry, first blood going towards the Slark on the Warlock. Actually, Clockwork taking quite a bit of damage. Rubik might be able to get the kill if he just gets one more right click. But looks like he's not going to be able to get it. Instead, he's going to go ahead and try to kill the Lich a little bit, and Lich is going to walk away. Just, you know, pat on the butt a little bit. But yeah, Slark and Crystal Maiden able to pick up the kill on top of Warlock, which is actually a little bit saddening, especially considering that their Warlock is just playing a support role. I was supposed to say he's playing mid, but he's actually playing a support role up top, I'm assuming. Yep, support role up top. Excuse me. Speaking of support role, we got Queen of Pain actually taking quite a bit of damage. She does go down. A very unnecessary death in my honest opinion. I don't think she should have been that far forward. Also, considering that her build, she did not go, or she didn't say the point. Usually if you want to be aggressive, Crystal Maiden, usually if you want to be an aggressive Queen of Pain, you do want to try to save Save over skill point, just check out the lane, and if you do have an advantage, go ahead and get that Shadow Strike just so you can do a nice little chunk of damage like she can do to Slark right now. So the combination of damage is going to be all on top of Slark's face, and I think Slark will die from all this damage, or he could get denied if Chris May can get in range, but nope. Unfortunately, Slark is trying to run away a little too far, and it looks like the kill does go towards him. All that's said and done though, Warlock still did drop the first kill, and Queen of Pain did still die. And speaking of dying, down bottom we got Rubik going down, and Gyrocopter actually trying to revenge his ally's life, but looks like he's not going to be able to do anything but just scoot Clockwork away. And there's been a lot of kills so far. It's only been about 2 minutes. Actually, Crystal Maiden about to die up top. Slark's trying to pounce on top of that, but it looks like the kill does go towards Crystal Maiden, or go towards Queen of Pain. And now Slark is trying to chase a Warlock, who's actually in a little bit of trouble. Slark has a pounce here in 11 seconds time. He should be fine though. I don't think Queen of Pain is going to be able to do enough to catch up to get the kill. She does sort of Shadow Strike, which is actually going to do quite a bit of damage, but it looks like Kudan is going to be far back enough to actually survive. And now that I finally have time, let me go and try to do these introductions because these guys is cray as fuh. Moving on to the Pudge, we have Jinx on, or Jin on that Pudge, and on this Rubik we have ourselves Finer, Ferrari. Oh, Ferrari. No, what is that? Ferrari? What? Fenrir. Oh, sorry, Finrar. Okay, I've seen the name before. We have Finrar on that Rubik. Meanwhile, speaking of on that Rubik, this guy's going back to back right now. They're doing quite a bit of damage on top of Queen of Pain, or on top of Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain does back away. Warlock actually trying to throw a little bit of slow. Reveals the fact that he does have the slow, which is actually another point he's not going to have in his fatal bonds, which is just a little bit of extra damage. I do like the slow and Warlock. I do like Warlock slow. I do think it makes him very vulnerable, but I mean, just 1 point inside of it is always good because it does get yourself a nice little free gigantic AoE slow of about roughly, if you channel it long enough, you can get it up to a decent bit, maybe like 40% in a giant AoE. And it lasts. And speaking of lasting, down bottom we got Gyrocopter in a lot of trouble. He's getting chased by Lich and also getting chased by Clockwork. Lich going to be able to get the last right click. A lot of kills going towards both these teams. I wouldn't expect so many kills going back and forth, especially down in these safe lanes. Looks like both safe lanes are getting some kills, relatively speaking. So I guess the aggression coming out from both Warlock and Queen of Pain has been paying off a little bit. I think both Warlock and Queen of Pain are the only deaths on the side of the Dire, which means that yeah, they're doing pretty good. It's 5 kills going the way of the Dire, so they're going to be in a really good position. And speaking of positions and being really good, we got Alchemist not in a really good position. The rotation did come back around from the Rubik, and they were able to get a nice little pick-off kill. Going to be a little bit going towards the way of helping them get back into this game. Speaking of getting back into this game, Clockwork going versus Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter not having the best of times in this lane. His attack range does suck. Last time I checked, his attack range is roughly about 350, or I think 375. Let me check here. 365. Okay, my bad. His attack range is about 365, which is actually not that far. Meanwhile, speaking of not that far, Chris Maiden on top, actually taking quite a bit of damage. Nice little frostbite on top of Warlock in a very bad position. Warlock does go down for being a little bit too aggressive. And speaking of being too aggressive, Queen of Pain versus Slark. I think Slark, he can continue the chase. I don't think Slark's going to win this fight. Looks like he's going to drop the Death Pack anyway. Death Pack going to get that Shadow Strike off his back, and it's going to be fine. Meanwhile, Chris Maiden going to get a nice little chunk of damage off of Queen of Pain, and Queen of Pain is going to continue the pursuit. If she can get a Screaming Pain, she might be able to get the kill on top of Slark, and Slark actually playing really low. Queen of Pain going to walk around the corner. Queen of Pain, nope, not going to be able to do anything, just blinks away. Wise choice. Both Crystal Maiden and the Slark dropping those healing salves, just trying to bait out a little bit more for the troubles. Speaking of further troubles, we got Rubik hanging around the backside. Pudge is level 6. He does have his ult. He does have his hook. And Rubik is waiting around the corner. Just go for a telekinesis just for backup. Just in case Alk does get hooked, it's going to be a really easy kill for him. As far as the lanes go, actually, no, not that. As far as the players go, I haven't finished introducing the players. Their squad are featuring KTY on that Alchemist, Moonon's Warlock, who has died 2 times so far. Not a ton, but these guys have been very aggressive. He's been very active. We have on this Warlock, we have Why So Serious, Moonon's Queen of Pain, we have the one and only Riles, and on this Clockwork down bottom, we have Tycho. Hey, Tycho. I know Tycho. Shout out to Tycho, you're awesome. We have Tycho, and last but not least, we have Tomb the Ram of Thunder playing that Lich, and that ends out the callouts on both sides. Team fight wise, I do like the team fight a little bit better on the side of the Dire. All that said and done though, the Radiant do have quite a bit. They have Slark who's going to be roaming around doing quite a bit. I think between Gyrocopter versus, I'm assuming Warlock is going to be playing carry, or Queen of Pain is going to be playing the carry. I think Gyrocopter is still the better carry. He is able to do a little bit more. Speaking of doing a little bit more, we got Warlock up top. He's taking quite a bit of damage. He's not going to be able to do too terribly much. And now Queen of Pain going toe-to-toe with Slark. She almost loses her life. She luckily blinks away. Bottle charge roof, so she will be able to keep herself alive. Slark and crew, nice little rotations. These guys just keep these guys on their toes, and the game is just like that, 5-5. Both sides doing a good job of making sure they get their ganks, make sure they get their rotations. Speaking of rotations, down bottom we got Gyrocopter versus Clockwork. Once again, Clockwork going to be able to win that fight. Looks like the battery assault going to be just enough to kill the Gyrocopter before Clockwork can actually just enough to kill the Gyrocopter before Clockwork actually gets knocked down himself. I think maybe another half a second inside of his rocket barrage, and Clockwork might have died. So yeah, both sides staying active. Last hits, I don't think it's really a last hits game. Okay, I guess it's crazy to say. Last hits, both mids are actually sitting pretty even, actually almost exactly even on the gold. I think Alchemist should be winning out on the gold advantage because he does have that Greevil's Greed, although he has died once, and I don't think Pudge has died at all. So looks like they're going to just wait around the corner. Pudge looking for a hook. He might be able to get a hook into the magical bushes, like I like to call it. And if he does catch Alk, it's going to be a really nice kill. Alk, oh my gosh, he's in a bad position. The hook does land on top of a creep instead, and now Alchemist does know the jig is up. He's actually going to drop the ulti. Pudge going to be forced to run away from the acid spray. We got a Clockwork TP in mid. Nice wrap on top of Rubik. He does find the Rubik around the corner. They're going to go for the kill. Easy kill. It looks like the hook comes from Pudge. It's not going to be able to save the Rubik's life. Instead, it's going to bring the Clockwork closer to him. Rubik does go down at the end of the day to the Pudge, or to the Alchemist. So KTY going to be a little bit happy about that. Nice turn of events, nice rotation coming in from Clockwork, especially considering the fact that that's an easy pickoff from Rubik. One ulti for one kill, that's all that really matters. Meanwhile, down bottom, Gyrocopter not getting too terribly much of an advantage. He is sitting at 14 last hits versus Clockwork's 23 last hits and 5 denies. So Clockwork doing a fantastic job of making sure that Gyrocopter does not feel comfortable down here. All that's said and done, though, Rubik has been roaming around quite a bit. So Gyrocopter hasn't really been having the most steady of supports in his lane, but all that's said and done, I mean, he should be fine. Should be fine in the sense that he can do something if he can get some more farm, but considering the fact that he only has phase boots, and I think his net worth is probably sitting at something pretty darn low. Where's net worth? Up. Hold on, before we talk about that, we got Pudge getting himself a nice little kill on top of Lich. Lich getting himself a nice little kill on top of somebody up top. Wrong people. And speaking of top, we got Pudge coming with the hook. He's actually going to go for the ultimate on top of Queen of Pain. He might be able to get this kill. Queen of Pain doesn't have enough for Blink, so they're going to be able to get this kill regardless. So she does go down. Pudge gets some more flesh heaps to his stack. Double damage room going his way. Meanwhile, we got Lich trying to run back to home base. Pudge going to be able to cut him off from the front. Lich is officially trapped. He doesn't know where to go. Rubik Telekinesis can come through here in 9 seconds time. Pudge hook going to come around the corner. Sadly, he's going to miss. Slark leaping around into the bushes. Going to get himself stuck. And now Lich is going to be able to juke out the backside. Looks like, no, Crispin ain't going to come around the corner. There's a Frostbite. There's a tower shots. And here comes a death of the Lich. Finally, Lich does go down. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got Clockwork. He was still going toe-to-toe with Gyrocopter once again. Clockwork just showing you guys how you play Clockwork versus a Gyro. I mean, Gyro's all by himself. He can't do much except for pop a rocket barrage and create somebody that he gets killed, but it's a little bit difficult, especially considering that he doesn't have the support of a Rubik. I think if Rubik came down bottom, they might be able to pick up a few kills on top of Clock. Telekinesis into rocket barrage is a lot of damage over time, considering the fact that they can do it maybe twice and then get the kill. So it's a little bit hefty of a goal, sure, but I think Gyrocopter does need somebody to go down there, and by somebody I mean Rubik. He needs support down there. Speaking of support down there, we got Queen of Pain. Shadow Strike on top of Gyrocopter. He's going to be eating a little bit of damage while he runs away. Meanwhile, mid, we got a rune getting placed by KTY. It was pinged out by the Radiant, so they do know it's there. And speaking of knowing that's there, we got Pudge with a nice little hook on top of the Lich. Lich is going to be going down here in a few seconds. Queen of Pain trying to keep her ally alive. Excuse me, Pudge has to rot, and Lich trying to juke through the trees. He's able to juke just long enough. A zap does come through from Rubik. And speaking of zaps, we got Gyrocopter going to be able to zap the Queen of Pain down just enough to get the kill. And here goes the TP out coming from Gyrocopter. Flare almost on point from Clockwork. But unfortunately, Gyrocopter does decide to TP out just in time. And I think everything's going more or less kind of the way I hoped it would. Nothing too terribly crazy going on outside of the first few kills. Both teams are at 9-9. The gold graph is probably showing a little bit in favor of the Dire, I would assume, and mainly because they have been getting a little bit better of pickoffs. And speaking of better pickoffs, we got Warlock dropping the ulti around the top corner. Slark going to be able to going to be forced to drop his ulti. And Queen of Pain going to be able to get the kill, enough damage to actually drop him down. Speaking of dropping down, we got Warlock and crew on the chase for Crystal Maiden. She better run, and it looks like she will run. Clockwork unfortunately already did drop his Rapple, and I think it didn't miss. I'm not sure if it hit on top of anything, but Warlock Golem is alive, so they will be able to go ahead and go for the push. Meanwhile, mid, we got Pudge going toe-to-toe with Lich. I don't know if the support will be here soon enough. Looks like Alchemist not going to be able to get in there in time. He is going to be going for Radiance, which is going to be a nice build for the long haul, and it's the timing. I mean, he's been farming quite a bit, so he's been pretty greedy. So the timing for the Radiance on top of Alchemist will be a pretty nice timing, roughly about 16 minutes time. if he just continues to focus on farm. Gruber's Greed definitely helping out quite a bit. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got Gyrocopter getting some free farm, finally some much needed free farm. He has a bottle, has some phase boots, and he also has a bracer just to boot. I'm assuming he's going for the Drum of Endurance so he can get that extra, get those extra stats, maybe a little bit extra attack speed here, maybe a little extra movement speed, which actually I'm not sure if drums give you attack speed, but just a little bit extra survivability, a little bit extra mana so he can continue to spam out those rocket barrages, because that is a good source of damage for him early on in the game. Until he reaches that awkward phase where he doesn't do enough magic, doesn't do enough physical. Speaking of doing enough physical, we got Warlock almost getting hooked by Pudge. Pudge instead gonna go and settle for going for the Clockwork. Clockwork grapple is available. He's gonna go and drop it. Catches two. They might be able to get a kill on top of this nice power cogs from the death. He might be, or sorry, not power cogs from the grave. They might be able to get the kill on top of Slark, but Slark gonna be a little bit too far away. Chris made a drop in the ulti just to shoot Warlock away. I think I was good enough to shoot him away. I think I do still need to get this kill. They're going to try to go for it. Frostbite's gone through. Pud's going to be able to get the hook. The damage is there. Chris Mina going to be able to run away in the backside. And Alchemist, he does officially have himself a Radiance built. So we'll see what he ends up doing with this. It's extremely fast Radiance. He has been farming pretty much non-stop for this. So he's going to be getting quite a bit of gold. Quite a bit of value out of this as well, since it's such an early timing to where people don't really have much HP. I mean, if you walk up to something like Chrysameda, you could probably kill her in like maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds. Let's see, Radiance does what, 50 damage per second, and Chrysameda has a whole entire 600 HP, so that's at 30 seconds plus a right click. Okay, 10 seconds plus a right click. Speaking of 10 seconds plus a right click, Alchemist is going to drop the ulti. Pudge hook is around the backside. It is going to be a hit on top of Alchemist. Enough period damage to get the kill. Meanwhile, Pudge 4 stats forward, trying to get the ulti on top of Queen Pain, but not going to be able to find it. And now, Gyrocopter going to be very happy about that. Going to run away while he can. His life is still intact. Going to just give himself some last hits here or there. And Gyrocopter shaping up to be the carry that everybody wants him to be, all because the Pudge is doing pretty darn well. 4 staff already available. Hook is maxed out. He's been getting a good amount of farm, pretty much uncontested farm, relatively speaking. The early game was a little tough for Pudge, but Pudge did not die. He did get his roaming ganks in. Alchemist has been pretty much motivated to farm all of the things that he could, and it hasn't really helped the team out. Speaking of help the team out, we got Warlock dropping the ulti, just a raw ulti, nothing to really follow up on. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter is down bottom. Oh man, speaking of dying, Rubik just walking right into that Sonic wave, and now Pudge is going to get the ulti on top of Queen of Pain, the ulti that he wanted. Nice Lich ulti going to be able to free the Queen of Pain from all the damage. Pudge dropping a smoke in his seat, going to keep himself alive for a few more seconds. Unfortunately, Queen of Pain does not really have enough. Speaking of really have enough, we got Chrysameda going toe-to-toe with the Slark, Chrysameda and Slark going toe-to-toe with the Alchemist. Alchemist is going to be able to burn both of them down. So nice little acid spray plus the Radiance burn. The Radiance is showing you guys the value of it, especially since it's such a fast timing. You usually see Radiance about maybe 16, 17 minute timing, but this was about a 12-minute Radiance, so really fast Radiance. Pretty much high priority Radiance. And he's going to be able to do quite a bit. Pretty soon we'll probably see him building some bigger items. I don't really know what Alchemist's new build path is, or what his build path is in general, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to actually give you guys predictions on what he's going to get, but I will assume AC will be involved in that. I'm assuming a Heart of Terras will be involved in that eventually. Now we got a stun coming up from Alchemist. Not going to be enough. Actually, no, it will be enough. The Gyrocopter is going to be losing his life for his troubles. Queen of Pain going to be able to get the kill one way or another. It looks like the Bottle Charge is going to come through. Rocket Flare going to come from Clockwork. Boom goes the Dynamite, and Clockwork does get the kill. Question mark coming up from Alchemist. Just feeling a little bit happy about that. It's like going to be going for the Shadow Blade build. Pudge walking around the corner. They're going to go for the kill. Just straight up walking to it. Dropping the ulti. Lich's not going to have enough time to do anything. Start getting that kill. Meanwhile, on top, we got Invis Clockwork. He's going to chase himself a Crystal Maiden. If he can catch her in a good position, he will be able to get himself a nice little easy kill. And here's a good position. Going to go and drop the Rapple. Here comes the Power Cogs. No, the Power Cogs. He doesn't. He didn't drop the Power Cogs, unfortunately. Queen of Pain is chasing right on the behind him. And now, now Crystal Maiden is going to go. She did give herself a nice little bit of XP and a nice little bit of gold. I hope she spent it before she died, because otherwise it would be pretty darn sad. Pretty sure she didn't spend it. Clockwork looking like he's going to build himself a nice little blade mill. And taking a look at the last hits, Alchemist still at 70, or at the most last hits. He has been farming this whole entire game. Speaking of last hits, we got Queen of Pain trying to go for the last hits off of Rubik. Unfortunately, the hook does miss a Queen of Pain, and now Pudge is going to go drop the ulti. He doesn't really care. 8 flesh heap stacks for this man. He deserves every single one of them. Just pretty much being all over the map. Just a huge Pudge presence. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you outside. It's just a huge Pudge presence. Fight recap just showing you guys how much damage Pudge is doing right now, all by himself. 48 whole damage. Yes, good job, Pudge. Speaking of 48 whole damage, Queen of Pain does die to, sorry, not Queen of Pain. Alchemist does die to Slark. Slark able to get himself a nice little pick-off kill. He does have a Shadow Blade, so he's probably going for Shadow Blade Scotty. That is a common build, at least a common build that I remember seeing. Back when I used to cast a lot more frequently. And Parch somehow getting a miracle hook on top of Lich. Lich going to be going down. Now Clockwork shows up on the backside. The follow-up just a little bit too late. He's going to be going down for his troubles in a second. Queen of Pain, not Queen of Pain. Crystal Maiden dropping the ulti, going to force everybody back. Clockwork flare in the wrong direction. They're going to get a kill. Queen of Pain dropping the ulti just to get the kill on top of one, but it looks like she's going to get screamed on the side. Does get stunned up from the telekinesis stun, if I'm not mistaken. And nice little pick-off kill on top of the Dire. The Radiant still holding that advantage, going towards their way, and they will be making the Alchemist feel pretty sad about having just a Radiance. I mean, Radiance boosted travel. He still wants to farm all around the map. They do have quite a bit of mobility to actually pick him off, which is actually a little bit dangerous, especially considering the fact that it's a Slark with a Shadow Blade. And a Pudge, by the way. A Pudge with a Force Staff. Probably going for a Blink Dagger here soon. Oh, I lied. Here it has a Blink Dagger. So Pudge looking for that ultimate mobility, trying to get all the kills that he can. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because the Pudge is hooking everybody out here. And y'all need to be careful. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Anywho, speaking of saying that wrong, Alchemist still up top trying to get some more farm. We got TP coming top from Pudge. He has his Blink Dagger, has his Force Staff. Gyrocopter coming around the backside. Alchemist not going to be able to do much stuff for Papa's ulti. Take a lot of damage. He will be going down. He is very easy to kill. Ulti was popped and everything, but it didn't really matter. Pudge and Gyro just going to feel very happy about that one. TP's coming on top a little bit late. We got Queen of Pain trying to show up to help out her allies, and I don't know if they'll be able to do much. Her ulti is down. Pudge just blinking away, and Clockwork, I don't know if Clockwork has really much to actually do. He can rappel in. Could try to rappel in, but I'm not sure how much he can actually get. Shadow Blade coming off from Slark. Slark going to try to get a pick off top of Lich. Lich does see him, and now here comes a Lich dropping the ulti. No, just dropping a nice little ice armor. Damage coming from Slark on top of Lich. Lich will be losing his life here in a few seconds. Slark has another pounce here in a few seconds time. Nope, doesn't really need it. Just gets Dark Pack. Meanwhile, speaking of things that you don't need, we got a nice little kill coming from Pudge on top of the whoever that was. Actually, no, Warlock got denied. Okay, pretty interesting. Clockwork try to rappel in to keep his ally alive. Now Warlock dropping the ulti. Ulti does go down, but looks like it doesn't really matter. The damage is already done. Speaking of damage being done, Queen of Pain Crystal Maiden does go down. Rubik gonna get dropped by the Alchemist, and now Pudge is still on the run. Probably can blink away here in a second. He does so. Very smart choices. Don't really want to get caught in the crossfire of all that. Moving on. Slark looks like he's building himself up to a Sange or Basher. Sorry, Basher. So Basher next, I'm assuming, so he can get himself a little bit more utility, give himself a little bit more HP, so to speak, and just gonna be really good to have that extra bash. Taking a look at the gold graph, you see it jump straight right up to the Radiant side. Holy crap, they have been winning a lot of fights. They have been pretty much stomping all over the Dire so far. So the Dire have quite a bit to actually dig themselves back out of this. Also keep in mind that the Radiant have been pretty much keeping a relatively speaking consistent amount of farm. Alchemist still trying to get a bit of farm. Looks like the Force Staff is going to come up from Pudge. The Radiant's Burn doing his job right now. Pudge can actually turn around, drop the ulti just to help his allies keep alive. But looks like it's not going to be enough. Just not going to be enough. Crystal Maiden is going to be the next one to go down here in a second. Crystal Maiden has a Frostbite available. Actually, the rocket did come through from Gyrocopter on the wrong end, though. And the killing spree does go towards Slark. Slark actually getting quite a bit of pickoffs. Where the heck is Slark? Slark, where are you? So yeah, Slark getting himself a nice little pickoff on top of Lich. Solo pickoffs, all he really need. He does go for the Sange, so Sange and Yasha is going to be his choice item. So he's going to have quite a bit. Yasha recipe, full Yasha. Nope, silver. Oh, he's going for Silver Edge. Ah, makes sense. Much better. Right. See, I'm over here just assuming he's going for Sange and Yasha. Yeah, Silver Edge. Totally forgot that was an item. See, yeah, this is why I'm casting random pubs, because that's how you learn more. The more you know. Anyway, moving on down the bottom, Gyrocopter has nothing really impressive. He does have himself a nice little free kill on top of Warlock if he really wants it. Warlock has an ulti not available. Rubik does still. Oh my gosh, Rubik stole the ulti. Warlock probably feeling pretty shamed about that one. Yeah, Rubik has Warlock ult, so y'all might want to be careful. Next team fight's probably going to go heavily in favor of the Radiant once again. We got a lot of pickoffs coming up from Slark. Alchemist still trying to get his farm up. He does have boosted travels. Actually, no, he's still stuck at the same spot he was before. Same old boosted travels, same old Radiance. Nothing really special outside of that. I don't really know what items you would try to go for. Usually if you see Alchemist try to go for builds, if you go for Radiance Rush, I guess you want to try to beef up afterwards and then get some damage. So maybe even maybe even see him get a Heaven's Halberd, maybe even see him try to go for something like a bash or straight up so he can get some nice bash. Speaking of nice bash, we got Clockwork in the front. He doesn't have his ulti, but looks like he has power cogs available. He's going to be able to drop the power cogs. No, sorry, there goes the ulti coming up from Rubik. Beautiful fight for these guys, and it looks like Gyrocopter going to get one kill. Second kill going to go towards the Gyrocopter once again, and now the Rubik about to die here in a few seconds. Doesn't want to die. Rubik going to get chased by the Alchemist. Alchemist still burning him down to the ground. Looks like Alchemist will be able to get the kill. Meanwhile, on the backside, we got more fights happening. Gyrocopter's still alive on the back end. They are pinging back and forth. Queen of Pain does want to go for a kill, has 12 seconds before ulti comes up, and Slark is in the front, just going toe-to-toe with Alchemist. Alchemist can actually get the stun if he just stands still for a few seconds. Nice stun on top of a few people. Queen of Pain going to be able to pick off one on the back end. That's going to be a Gyrocopter down, and Alchemist still alive somehow. The hook does come from Pudge, just enough damage to actually get the kill. Queen of Pain going to go for the chase. Ulti's available. I think she needs to go ahead and drop it. I don't really care for the fact that Pudge is almost dead, and now Queen of Pain will be able to blink onto the other side. Nice juke left, nice juke right, and Slark going to go for the chase on top of Queen of Pain. Not going to be able to get to the high ground, just going to go ahead and back himself away. Very intense fight. These teams are extremely scrappy. I don't really know if there's any method to the madness, but I just see Slark roaming all around the place. Alchemist trying to get what kills he can, trying to be the man that he can be. He's going straight up for a heart by the looks of it. So just get ready to see him be even more manlier, because that's what men do, allegedly. Allegedly, because nobody really knows. Nobody really knows the madness. Or Satanic. Nah, Satanic's stupid. Yeah, harder to harass, because Alchemist doesn't have that much strength, or at least that much survivability. Speaking of survivability, we got Crystal Maiden, wow. Crystal Maiden versus Warlock, and now Warlock, or Clockwork able to rappel on top of Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden is going to stand there and take her death. Not really much you can do except for stand there. Getting dewarded all over the place too, so going to feel very sad about that. Was a good idea though, was still a good idea. Rubik does no longer has Warlock ult, so he will have to steal himself another useful ability. Target is available on Rubik though. And take a look at the rest of the items on the map. We got the Silver Edge up on top of Slark, so he's going to be able to do a lot with that. He has been doing a lot with that actually. He's been very active. Speaking of being very active, he's going to toe-to-toe with the Alchemist. Alchemist is going to pop the ulti just to just get rid of all the debuffs. I'm assuming, I think it still gets rid of all the debuffs. Negative debuffs, that is. So Slark not going to be able to get a pick off on top of that, but Slark is hunting for him. The fact of the matter is that Slark is hunting for Alchemist. Now pretty soon Alchemist is going to be able to survive any hunting that Slark does, once he gets a harder especially once he gets a harder Tarrasque up, because there's going to be a lot of extra strength going towards his way. But even still, Slark is hunting for him, so Alchemist has to constantly be worried about that. They got Sentry Wards in the jungle. Now Queen of Pain going to get tackled by Slark. She's not going to be able to TP out in time. Looks like Rubik going to be able to steal the blink, and now Queen of Pain does blink forward. Not going to be enough. Dropping the ulti on top of Slark, just to try to go for the kill. Dust Appearance getting thrown on the side. Slark does have a dark pack, he needs to go and drop it if he really wants to, but he's not going to drop it at all. They're going to go for a chase around the corner. Pudge hook comes through, just barely missing the Alchemist. Alchemist ready to go for the fight. He really wants to be in the middle of this. Trying to get a stun here in a few seconds. Actually, Clockwork got himself a nice ulti block. He doesn't have Aghanim Scepter saved up yet, or built up yet. But they're going to go for a kill around the corner. Alchemist still going for a chase up with Pudge. Pudge has a Force Staff available. He's going to Force Staff to the low ground. Alchemist still getting chased by the missile. Going to get punched in the face by that. Speaking of getting punched by the face, Pudge gets a hook on top of Alchemist. Alchemist in the middle of the fight. BKB coming up from Gyrocopter. They're doing so much damage to Alchemist right now. His ulti did run out at the worst possible time. He does go down. Meanwhile, we got a Blade Mail getting popped by Clockwork. Not going to be enough. Gyrocopter does have himself a BKB. Going for the man fight. Going to be able to win that man fight. And now the Warlock Golem actually doing quite a bit of work. It does officially go down. The Radiant once again showing the dominance in this whole entire fighting situation. Gyrocopter doesn't have that many impressive items, but it's just basically the play coming out from the Pudge. Also the persistence coming up from the chase, coming out from people like Clockwork, coming out from people like Alchemist, who really want to go for those kills, but I mean, sometimes you just need to back up. Of course, hindsight is 20/20. It's much easier said than done. And Queen of Pain just dropping a casual ult and probably gonna die here in a few seconds. Rubik does pick up the ulti, drops it right back in Queen of Pain's face, and here comes Queen of Pain dying. Buyback immediately coming up from Queen of Pain. I don't really think as much as they can really do, but they're gonna try. She's gonna try. Has Aghanim Scepter built up. Her ulti should be up here in about 20 seconds time. It's gonna be just enough to clear out a creep wave. Meanwhile, Slark, Silver Edge, still online. Nothing really special outside of that. I'm assuming a Scotty will be next. And onto the Pudge, Blink Dagger, Force Staff. He's working on the Aghanim Scepter so he can have a nice little bit of ulti. I don't know if the new patch actually applies. And actually, Queen of Pain is sacking all of her items. Never mind. So Queen of Pain totally gave up. Queen of Pain trying to kill all of her items and give up. And we got Rubik. Rubik actually almost died to that. Lich does DC. It looks like that's gonna be in this game. Radiant showed a pretty dominant performance. We got Alchemist trying to run away, getting chased by everybody, just getting tackled in the face, just taking so much damage. Slark gonna go and take a few tower shots and back away. He'll heal up here. He'll heal up here in a few seconds. And no, looks like an MKB. Okay. So it looks like an MKB coming out for the Slark. And the DCs do go through. Looks like it's going to be end of the game here very soon. Pudge, Aghanim after fully finished up. I don't think Ags upgrades Pudge's hook yet. I think it only upgrades his ulti, which he actually has a lot of strength from his ulti, by the way. He has additional, was this 19 times, yeah, okay, additional 19 times 3, so 48 extra strength coming up from that. Just because he's been so active, so involved, so bro-like. Just good job Polo, or good job Pudge. And apparently, they gave Alchemist Ebola. That's unfortunate. Might want to get that checked out, bro, because that does not sound very healthy. Alright, moving around the corner though, we got Rubik coming up with his team, gonna go ahead and try to push through the middle. Alchemist doing he did an amazing job farming, but it doesn't really matter much if you don't have the team to back it up. Or also if you don't have the space to back it up. Alchemist has died 8 whole times, but despite all that, he does have boost of travel, does have a radius, does have a heart, doesn't really have much in the way of actually doing anything as far as damage goes. So no Basher, no Mjolnir, nothing really too terribly impressive. Warlock ulti coming down to Pudge. Pudge actually has quite a bit of HP. He can actually probably stand here and just go for the ult. Gonna go ahead and go for the ult on top of the head of the Alchemist, and Alchemist is going to walk in the damage of the Crystal Maiden ult. Here comes the damage as well. Looks like Pudge might be going down here very soon. Nope, going to be able to survive just long enough. The heals coming out from heals coming out from Rubik. Not enough damage in that Shadow Word to actually take down the Pudge. That is only a what level Shadow Word? Level 3 Shadow Word, unfortunately. Oh no, Rubik stole it. Ah, got it. Okay, so Rubik stole that spell. That's why. I think we're just waiting for the inevitable right now. The Radiant is going to go ahead and get their glorious items and push in. The Gyrocopter looks like he's working on a Sanjin Yasha, which I've seen a few Gyrocopters go for. I'm not really sure how valid, so to speak, the item is, or how legit the item is. But I do like the idea of a Sanjin Yasha. I do think Sanjin Yasha is one of the underrated items in the game. But hey, keep in mind that I just like strange things. I think Sanjin Yasha is a really awesome item though. So it's a nice little valuable item for Gyrocopter to go for. It does give him a lot of HP relatively speaking, and also gives him a lot of agility relatively speaking, for at least for the price that he pays for it. So it's really good for that. Speaking of being really good for that, we got some fountain farming going on. Slark gonna go ahead and go versus these guys, and he's like, oh wow, almost lost his life. Almost lost his life too. A whole bunch of damage coming from Lich. He's gonna be forced to hop out. Clockwork not gonna be able to get the rappel in time, and the Efig is to go down. And we're just waiting for the Ancient to die. Doing some more fountain farming, I'm assuming. Clockwork gonna get locked out of his own place. And he does go down. Pudge gonna be able to get that kill. And Pudge, ulti available, drops the Ether Blade. Gonna go for the kill on top of Warlock. He'll go on his way, but I don't think it'll be enough to keep him alive. He might be going down here in a few seconds. Does force himself out. Crystal Maiden gonna go ahead and drop her ulti as well, just because she can. More fountain farming going on. Slark actually about to die here. Needs to be careful. Gets healed up. And another hook from Pudge on top of Lich, and Lich does go down. And the Ancient itself will go down as well, and that's going to be it for this whole entire Random Pubcast. Random Pubcast 104. BKB's getting popped both ways. Rubik stole it. Rubik stole the spell from Queen of Pain and kills her with her own ability, just showing her how bad her voice sounds. And boom goes the Ancient. Alright, so that's going to be it. That was relatively straightforward. So that's it for this game, guys. My name is Cool Blue. I suppose you guys this Random Pubcast number 104. Pretty convincing victory coming from Radiant, although it did seem like it was quite a bit of struggle in the very early parts of the game, but the rotations were more than enough to keep them alive. So very good job coming up from the rotations on the supports. Also really good job on Gyrocopter for hanging in there, because I could have sworn Gyrocopter was going to get rolled over this entire game, but he held in there, he stayed in there, and his team just kind of carried him through his victory. Of course, shout out to Pudge. Shout out to everybody else in this game. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you guys whenever. Ah, my bad. I keep hitting the wrong button. Anyway, so that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and close out the live stream and go to bed. So see you guys next time around. Bye. Have fun.